Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mercedes-Benz EQ Formula E team principal, Ian James.
Danny, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
A little bit of pressure there. You've just heard the goals laid down by Toto there, Ian, to maybe surprise in Season 6. What are your thoughts on what Toto just said?
Yeah, I think I heard 1 year mentioned a number of times there, so we'll wait and see. We're acutely aware of the challenge that we've got ahead of us. And as Toto just mentioned, not only from the competitors, which are certainly going to give us a run for our money, but also the series itself. It's one of those that's been set up in such a way that it keeps throwing those curveballs at you. So our approach is very much to control the controllable and handle those curveballs and try and keep that mental capacity around us as we do that.
We've seen you around over the Formula E paddock over the last year, but this is the first time we'll see you right there in the front row leading a motorsport team. For those that aren't familiar with yourself, can you just give us a little bit of background on where you've come from and how you've ended up here?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, standing here today about to unveil that which we're about to unveil is really the next step on realising a childhood dream. I'm passionate about motorsport. There's loads of anecdotes about why it's fascinated me through my life, which I won't bore you with now. Suffice to say that I've got that passion which burns inside each one of us at this level. I've also been fortunate enough to be associated with and working for the three-pointed star for my entire career. So it really is an honour to be able to take that 125-year heritage into the next stage, and also with something so exciting as Formula E. And finally, in terms of this particular position, I'm getting on a bit now. I think I'm a bit past starting a career as a driver. I've shown throughout my career that I'm a pretty mediocre engineer, and they wouldn't let me near the car as a mechanic, so team principal was just about all that was left.
You mentioned there your career with the three-pointed star, and talking of Mercedes-Benz, starting a brand new team from scratch for Season 6. Just tell us a little bit about how the setup of that's working.
Well, we've got these incredible ingredients that we can draw from. Firstly, we have Mercedes-AMG high-performance powertrains in Brixworth. They've obviously been instrumental in developing the Formula 1 power unit for many years, and we can now draw on that expertise as we head into Formula E. Toto also mentioned DTM. HWA have been part of that for 30 years plus on German touring cars. And again, they've also competed in Season 5 of the Formula E Championship. So there's that expertise and experience that we can draw on. And in Brackley, on the Formula 1 side at Mercedes Grand Prix, we've obviously got our contacts there, and that's also going to provide us with a pool of experience that we're certainly going to use going forward. And last but not least, I can't forget our team in Stuttgart as well, which is helping us on that way. I think our job now is to take those ingredients and find the right recipe, and that's what we're going to be aiming to do in Season 6.
I guess you've been working hard on that over the last month with testing and those preparations. Just guide us through that sort of ramp up as we look to November and the lights going out for the first race. What's the last month look like as the team prepare to go racing?
I'll tell you what we'll do, seeing as we're sort of young and urban and all the rest of it. What I'm going to try and do is an attempt to link up here on the smartphone, and we can get some of these screens going, hopefully. And what I'll use that to do is I'll take you through some of the Instagram posts that we've been using over the past few months. And hopefully, if that switches over and comes up in a second, we can start to talk you through that. I say hopefully, if the director, let's give that one more go. What did we say before? What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. Exactly. So let's give that one more. There we go. Brilliant. So effectively, the journey really started from a social media perspective back in March. We launched our teaser car that you can see here at the Geneva Motor Show. And it's fair to say that wasn't the first time we really started working on the Formula E program. I think as far back as the beginning of 2018, we started discussing about the concepts of Formula E, especially on the power unit side. As mentioned, Geneva was the first sort of public outing, and if I scroll up a little bit, you'll see that in parallel to that, we also launched at South by Southwest in Austin. And this really goes to show the kind of approach that we're taking at the moment. Toto hit the nail on the head. We're really looking out to reach our motorsport fans, the traditional group, but at the same time, that new, young, urban target group that we've got as well. So that was the decision to take on there. As we move forward, Season 5 saw us actually presenting the brand on the Formula E circuit, although Season 6 is going to be our inaugural year as the team. And here we see a great example of what they've done there with the contemporary EQ house. So a message just come up from one of the drivers. I hope they're not in Stuttgart. We'll wait and see. Somebody's got a wicked sense of humour. So that showed some of the events that we've done. A great opportunity we had was to do the EQ run in Berlin as well. Something really different, something that really truly fits in with lifestyle and that which all Formula E stands for. Then, really looking forward to Season 6. We are now 3/4. Danny, could you do me a favour?
Yeah, I'm going to go and get them just in case they text you anything else.
Before this gets even
I'm going to
worse.
rush off and do you a favour here. You carry on.
I'll carry on. This really, in terms of Season 6 and our preparation, as I mentioned before, we're about 3/4 of a way through our testing. But the teams in Affalterbach, in Brixworth and Brackley are still very much focused on ensuring that we're ready to hit the ground running as we get into Season 6. The other things that are probably worth mentioning here as well is a nod to our partners. They've been with us now all along on this journey, and really they play a very key role in what we do as an organisation, as a business. Our partners and the partnerships that we have lend an authenticity, which means that we're going to be drawing on their experience, and that's going to have a direct impact on our performance as well. When I talk about Season 5, I'm actually going to scroll back a little bit here. The one thing that I forgot to mention, and we should probably also touch upon as well, is when we take a look at the posts and pictures, we were also joined by HWA at the beginning of that season. And I think that the challenge that they had, but the amount that they learned, and ultimately the success that they achieved is something which will also help to lay the foundations for our start in there. We went into the summer break a little earlier or last month. I'm not sure there was much of a break for the team. You can see here that the drivers certainly had some fun. And talking of drivers, this possibly for me personally is one of the most difficult decisions that we've had to take. And for a variety of reasons. I think Formula E puts an emphasis on the drivers as a whole, which means that we need to make sure that we absolutely have that talent in place. But we made it there, and I think probably I'll come to an end now, because I think what you're really looking forward to is seeing who we've actually chosen. And what I'll try and do now is, let's see if we can give Danny a call. And see who we've got. Danny, are you there? Have you found them?
Just about.
Just about.
Okay.
These guys, yeah?
These guys.
Bring them on 3.